up, everybody? It's Sean from Worldwide Red Show. Manchester United 1. Istanbul, Başakşehir. I don't know how to say it. 2. Listen, guys, I want to rant and rave and go crazy. But at this point, I don't feel like that is the smart thing to do. I know I'm not in my normal setting. Sorry, I'm actually in my office at work. And I just wanted to shoot a quick reaction video to what I just witnessed. Jumped on a few streams with some friends, so I don't want to overdo too much of what I just said. But, you know, shout out All for United, Red Devil Weekly, all those guys, Rich. Dizer, Transfer Tom, all, you know who all you are. We do a lot of shows together, and just appreciate you guys, man. I really appreciate the fans who know what it is to have open, honest talk about reality, where it don't have to be venom and hatred and name calling and all this stuff. Because honestly, I'm just wore out. Like, I just want to give you a quick rundown tonight. Actually, it ain't gonna be quick. This video might be a little long, but I want to talk mostly about the manager this evening. Because when we go through the game, what we witnessed today, it was an embarrassment. And quite frankly, this may be one of the worst losses I've ever seen since Sir Alex Ferguson left. I can't remember many that hurt this bad because of the manner in which we lost. Maybe the Everton game where they destroyed us. And Ollie said these players, many of them will be gone. We won't go through this again. Well, that was a lie. But anyway, let's talk about the game itself. A trend continued. If a team comes to play against Manchester United, we are a great counter-attacking side. Our coach knows how to coach the counter well. We will destroy teams on the counter. And the truth is, this team with this manager, even though I don't believe he's the guy going forward, I don't believe that we can win the league with this guy. I think we could crap house our way to a trophy or even a Champions League if we got lucky in the draw and we only played teams that attack us, because we can beat the biggest sides in the world because we play like a small team. We're good at sitting back and countering. But going forward, when teams give us the ball and we need to be in possession, we're devoid of ideas. Today, 100%. I usually don't agree with the guys online, especially, I hear Saeed especially call Ole Gunnar freestyle and all that kind of stuff. And I used to kind of giggle about it, but today that's exactly what it was. Donny van de Beek was playing to the right of a diamond, which is actually his natural position. Today, by far, our best player was Donny van de Beek. The numbers bear that out. I don't want to put all of them in front of you today, but if you would, you could go to Statman Dave's Twitter account. I actually retweeted something. If you don't follow me, it's at WWReds_show. The stats for Donny van de Beek today. He was the only player I thought was straight doing bits. I'm not here to slag off players. Players were bad. I'm going to call it how I see it. Bruno Fernandes has been one of my favorite players. I feel like he almost single-handedly drugged this club out of the mire and helped us get Champions League last year. And it wasn't only because he could score penalties. It was the lift he brought to the team. It was the attitude. The guy wants to win, and he's a leader. However, because there is no structure and he has a completely free reign to make things happen, he pushes and tries too hard. Today, at times, he was horrible. I saw a stat that said he gave the ball away 17 times in the first half alone. He was giving the ball away a lot today, guys. This was probably one of the worst games I've seen Bruno play. But, Bruno can have a bad game and come up with that moment of magic. So I thought it was going to happen in the free kick in the second half. Right? It's perfectly set up. He didn't strike it well. He got it on target, but he just didn't hit it well. Besides that, let's talk about their goals real quick, because there's two interesting things to talk about. The first goal we gave up was straight up. In America, we call it Bush League. I think in England, they like to call it maybe Sunday League football. I would say worse than that. I would say probably U10s, U11s. When we play U10, U11, we never allow a guy up by himself without having a tracker or a runner, someone with him, so we can't get hit on the counter like that. Matic was actually supposed to be with Dembaba. Think about what I just said. Dembaba. We just lost to a team, right, that was full of guys who were good 10 years ago. They had Dembaba as their striker. Talk about the irony. If 2020 couldn't get any worse and kick you in the groin any harder, if we could not find a way to outdo Liverpool, we have no other better chance but to try to allow Demba Ba to hit us on the break. I mean, good gracious, that was terrible. So anyway, I'll give the coaching staff credit. And then I felt that when I watched the playback, Mike Phelan was standing on the touchline trying to tell Matic what to do, which he shouldn't have to do. And by the way, it shouldn't be Matic back anyway. It should be one of your fullbacks or one of your faster players. Matic is slow. But Matic completely disregards anything that he's saying anyway. So we can look at it two ways. Either the guys were being coached and they just don't listen to this coaching staff, or they weren't paying attention and they're coached badly. I think it's a little bit of both. Bad tactics. The manager got it wrong again. And the truth is, this manager, we're going to talk about him more in a minute, so I don't want to get into it. Let's say that the goal was atrocious. I saw fans online talking about Dean Henderson should have saved that. Come on, man, it's one-on-one with the keeper. You can't always expect a keeper to save a shot one-on-one. It's not Dean Henderson's fault. Then our second goal we gave up, once again being hit kind of on the counter. Bruno makes a terrible pass back to Juan Mata, who typically has a great first touch. He can't control the ball, which is not often something you say about Juan Mata, but you do say this. Juan Mata's slow and his legs are gone. He's 30-some years old. He belongs playing here in the MLS. I should be able to go to DC United and watch Juan Mata whenever I want because I live outside of DC. I'd love to watch him. He would do great in this league, except the travel's hard and the league's a little aggressive. It's kind of like the championship at times, but I think he would still cut the league wide open because I think the guy's class. However, Juan Mata can't chase someone down, gets the ball nicked off of him. Then the guy goes through. Axel should pick him up better. He puts in a low cross to which Demba Ba dummies, and our 80 million pound center back, who I typically defend, by the way. I'm not defending Harry Maguire right now. And notice how calm and nice I'm talking. I could be ranting and raving and going off. Maybe some of you tuned me out because you wanted me to be irate. But at this point, I can't show the emotion I want because I'll probably cry. It's past the point of anger, to the point of tears or laughter. Right now, if I want to finish this video, I got to keep a level head. So Harry Maguire, who I try to defend because I still think there's a player in there, this guy does not put a tackle in. How does he allow that cross to go through the dummy and through his legs? You always try to put the tackle in or block the ball. I don't care what part of your body you have to block it with. So we have multiple players. I could blame at least 4 players for that goal. But let's talk about the manager, because that's what this is about. I've told you guys since the beginning, I've always been a Poch guy. I was a Poch guy when we had Jose, because I feel like Poch and United was a perfect marriage. I feel like Poch was on the verge of doing some great things, but he needed some backing. He went 3 straight windows at Spurs with no signings, which was abysmal and terrible. And he still turned them into a great team. He made young players better. You didn't hear of Harry Kane. And all of a sudden, he's the Hurricane. Harry Kane was a journeyman who they had out on loan. And he comes back. He improved him. He improved Dele Alli. He's improving players. He takes kids from the academy. He works on a low budget. Everything that the Glazers love. But here's the thing. He never won a trophy. So all these guys are talking about, he ain't never won nothing. He ain't never won nothing. And Poch was very honest when they asked him about winning trophies one time. And he said, trophies aren't the most important thing right now at Tottenham. And people got mad. See, he said trophies ain't important. That's not what he's meaning. He was saying, very honestly, at this club right now, the most important thing is making Champions League. Trophies come second. I can't focus on both because their squad is too thin. With a deep squad or with backing, I feel like this guy could win the lot. Now, I don't know about now because he's been out a year or so. We'll see, because if he doesn't come to us, he'll come to PSG. People say, why are other big clubs wanting him? Because he's waited for us. He wants the Manchester United job. He'll take our job, or he'll take City or PSG. He wanted, actually, it's pretty well reported that Madrid wanted him, and because of fan pressure and different things, Zidane come back. Zidane coming back also unsettled Pogba, because now Pogba wants to play for Zidane. Pogba loves United more than Madrid. He doesn't love Madrid more than United. Pogba's a United kid. He loves United. The fact is they haven't built anything around him, really. So he can't really succeed at United. He needs to go and play for his hero, like a lot of French kids his age. Their hero is Zidane, and it's understandable. I don't want to see people get so worked up. But here's the thing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, what was his CV when he came to us? Well, he relegated a Premier League team, And in his last game, he was talking about how, didn't get the breaks, didn't finish very well. Everything he says now, same things, word for word, he was saying when he was at Cardiff. He goes to Molde and he wins a league or whatnot, in a league that's not even as competitive or as strong as the MLS. But all of a sudden, that makes him worthy of the Manchester United job. He got the job because he's a club legend. Here's the thing about the manager that I want to get into, because I think he has to go. I'm not going to be all Ollie out and screaming and get him out of my club and he's a Wally and a PE teacher and all that kind of stuff. I'm not doing that. It's toxic, it's venomous, and it's not how I flow. I'm always going to respect the guy. And as a matter of fact, in some respects, I think he's done a good job because he came in to remove some deadwood and to seek a cultural reset, and he's begun the process. So I give him that. People say, well, he needs more time. He's had over 2 years. He's had over 2 years. He's had over 3-4 transfer windows. If he has anybody else but a club legend, all of you will be screaming for him out because it's obvious his deficiencies. It's obvious his deficiencies as a manager. The guy has no idea how to make substitutions. Let's look at today alone, right? So in this game today, the best player today was Donny van de Beek. He comes off. We need to score. He brings off Donny van de Beek. He brings off Axel, who is our fastest center back. And he brings in his love child, who he has obsession with, who I'm convinced has some kind of nudes of him or something, Scott McTominay. Why this guy always gets a game, I have no idea. I've said it numerous times. He offers nothing to the club. Nothing but passion. Put me in a shirt. I have passion. I will run. I'll slide into people. I'll go crazy. I'll sweat. I'll scream. I'll fight. Listen, I'll fight. I don't see Scott fighting nobody. I'll fight. I mean, we fist fight. I'm an American. We get down with that. Likes to fight guy. Pay me. I'll rumble with anybody. I'll fight anybody in the league. Just pay me. Passion. Fight for the badge. And then we need more than that. Do you think Messi fights for the badge? I've watched Messi play games where he walked 94% of the game until the moment where, boom, brilliance. Now, I'm not saying I don't want teams that work hard and are industrious. I get all that. We need that, especially pressing teams and all that kind of stuff like the modern game. But it's not about that, man. We need quality. It's Manchester freaking United. Ask yourself, does Scott McTominay get in any other Big Six team? Period. No. Not only does he get in the game, he's put at center back. Actually, no, hold on. I take that back. He first comes in at center back, then he switches and puts Matic at center back. The guy who just got beat on the counterattack in the first half. How tactically, how in the world of Wazoo land does that make any kind of sense? It makes no sense. He takes Donny van de Beek out. Bruno stays on. Bruno's one of my favorite players. Don't want to slack him. Don't want to smash him. Don't want to yell at him. Don't want nothing. But he should have been off. Bruno Fernandes had a terrible game. Terrible. But Donny gets... So what is the agenda against Donny? Why does he play so well and get pulled all the time? I have a theory. Ollie has shown himself over the past few years at times to be petulant about his decision-making and who he wants to play. And quite frankly, I think that his treatment of Donny van de Beek is a B-Tech version of Jose Mourinho always trying to argue with the board about who he didn't get, because Ollie didn't get none of the signings he really wanted. All of his first-choice signings, I don't believe any of them he got. So obviously his first-choice signing was Jack Grealish, didn't get him. He got Van de Beek, who's arguably a better player, just as good, way cheaper, whatever. But he didn't want him. He wanted Grealish, didn't get him, right? Our club is a mess, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not the guy to take us forward, period. He has done a good job to this point in certain aspects, but tactically, how many times did he has to show us that he has no idea how to coach to break a team down? Today was freestyle football FC. Bruno, one of the reasons that Bruno is so inefficient at times for United, but yet he's so efficient when he plays for like Portugal, is because of the system. In Portugal, many times you watch him play, he's playing as a box-to-box 8. He don't have the free role to do what he wants. In our club, he's like that little kid in your U12 team that's just faster than everybody. So you find him on each corner flag, wherever the ball is, he's just tracking the ball everywhere. That's Bruno. Bruno can be all over the place. And sometimes his decision-making is horrible. Sometimes you don't need to make the amazing pass. You don't need to make the fancy flick. There's no way Bruno Fernandes could play for Jose Mourinho. There is no way. It'd be a disaster. But anyway, guys, we need a different coach. I don't know what else we have to see after today. The subs were horrible. We were devoid of ideas. There's no defending it. And it's not like this is a one-off. What we see is a manager who can coach the counterattack well. So whenever we play small sides, listen, I think Ollie would do a phenomenal job, with the right setup. Maybe at a team like Burnley, if he had the right players, because he can coach that way, and the fans are okay with it, and teams constantly come to attack them. United, we got to attack people. We got to break teams down. We have to have a system that works. And right now, I'm just not seeing it at all. And so here's the thing, guys. Ask yourself this question. And here's what swayed me, because I've always been Ollie indifferent, which means I'm not Ollie in, I'm not Ollie out. I just feel like I want to like the guy. I'll always love him as a club legend. He'll always be a club legend to me, no matter what he does as a manager. I'm going to separate that from what I feel about the guy. And I know the guy loves our club. And I do like the guy. I do. However, it's just evident that there's certain things that he can't do, and he sold us a lie. When he came in, we were playing rock and roll football. We were pressing. We were playing free-flowing. We were attacking. We played a 4-3-3. Paul Pogba, for a few games, was hitting his groove. He became the best midfielder in the world in just a few games, and we were like, wow. However, as soon as Ollie got the job after the Paris game, he switched his system completely to a 4-2-3-1, and he plays a 3-5-2, and he plays defensive. It's like he's coaching not to lose because he's got his dream job instead of just coaching to win. And so it works against big teams. It works against the Pep Guardiolas. It works against when Lampard was coming to attack us. It works. But look what happened when we played Arsenal on Sunday. You have a team with some decent players that plays the way you do. We are devoid of ideas. We can't break them down. And here's the thing. Ask yourself this question. Like I said earlier, didn't give you the question. Will we win a league with this guy? The answer for me is no. And because of that, he has to go, period. Really, it's the league form that's been leaning me this way. But the game tonight just hurts. It hurts, and I feel for the guy. But at the end of the day, we got to take sentiment out of it and go by what we see. Love Ollie. I always cheer for him. We can always sing Ollie's at the wheel. But right now, the wheels are clean off the bus, man. It's a mess. We just lost to a team that I don't even think it's not even 20 years old. A team of old mercenaries. Skirtle, Dembaba, one of my favorite United players from back in the day, Raphael. We lost to them. Let's stop and think about that. Rashford, Martial, Van de Beek, Fernandez, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire. Think about the names we put out there. Juan Mata Garcia, and we couldn't beat them. Now, I know you want to blame the players. I get it, because they didn't perform either. The fact is, it's a new world now. There's not Brian Robson out there grabbing people by the back of the neck and Roy Keane kicking people, telling them what to do. That's not how we play now. Coaches coach, and people need direction. If not, you have a situation today where you have Bruno running wild and Donnie running wild. They were both running wild. I've seen Donnie playing all the way up in the left wing when he's supposed to be the right side of a box-to-box 8 in a diamond. You can't tell me that that's being coached. It's a mess. So from here on out, I celebrate. I want us to win. When we win and something good happens, I'll give the manager credit. But I've been saying it for a while. He's not the guy. Ollie indifferent. The problem is that we understand that there's bigger problems at the club than the manager. But those bigger problems aren't changing. So what can change that can make this team better? Only the manager. Ed Woodward ain't about to go anywhere. The Glazers aren't going anywhere. Why would they go anywhere? Would you sell a cash cow that you could take $30 million out of every year just as pay yourself dividends that you've invested nothing in? Would you do that? I don't think so. No rational human being would do it. You say, well, the Saudis can't. If you guys don't understand how corrupt football is, calcio, soccer, whatever you want to call it, it's corrupt. So here's the thing. The Emiratis the Qataris, all these other people, they don't like the Saudis. And the Saudis don't like them. beIN Sports and a lot of these places are owned by certain factions that don't want the Saudis ever in the game. Saudis aren't buying anybody. Why do you think they couldn't get Newcastle? Do you think it's because Mike Ashley didn't want $1 billion? Don't think so. They're not buying us. Why would they? I know why they would, but why would Glazers sell? They're just sitting back getting fat over here in America, doing what they want, while we suffer. Anyway, I'd rather suffer with a world-class manager because we don't have one. Ollie's not it, so he needs to go. As Claude would say, it's time to go. Again, Ollie typically, when he should go, this has happened 2 or 3 times, he turns into prime Sir Alex. It's not what happens. The team just starts playing for him and they play well he's streaky. So we're liable to win 5 or 6 straight matches. So what? Maybe he squeaks us in the top 4. Everyone happy. He don't get backed. Same thing happens. Rinse and repeat. We need a better manager. We need a manager with some power to come in and demand a director of football because that can change our club. If we could get a guy like Potch to come in and demand and have as his demands a DOF and a certain amount of money, maybe that's what we need. But anyway, guys, today's loss was embarrassing. Aren't you glad I didn't shout and scream? I don't know if you stuck with me this long. It's been a longer video than I expected. I'll probably do another video later just breaking down what I'm seeing fan base wise, especially when it comes to the board and Ollie and all that. Because I'm going to have to get some stuff off my chest before the end of the week. Look for that video. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, share across the platform so we can stay connected here on the Worldwide Red Show, a platform that is new but has been started with the hope and dream to one day really provide a voice to fans from all over the world, not just ones with particular accents. Anyway, guys, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying I want to have a global representation where everyone, no matter what you call the game, no matter what your perspective is, we can at least hear it out and not run you down over it. Anyway, guys, I don't know what else to say, but this has been Sean. Follow me on Twitter at WWReds_show. And until next time, I'm out.